Well, hello there. Good to see you again. It's been a while since I did a proper YouTube video. Just been uploading a lot of shorts lately. Really don't feel like it. I don't know. I'm not going to upload anything if I don't feel like doing it. I really just feel like playing guitar. I don't know what I'm doing on YouTube. Really still trying to figure it out. I have no desire to be like a YouTuber or clout or anything. I just want to share myself, like things that I'm proud of, my creative endeavors. Just want to share those and just inspire people to be creative and to speak your truth. I don't like just regurgitated opinions all around. I want to hear like original takes. Even if I don't agree with you, I could care less. I think it's important that people speak their mind and they're true to the self and they share that. But today I wanted to share with you this new hobby, this new creative endeavor of mine, scale model building. Been doing it for about 6 months, I guess. So since March, I started, and it's really just helped me become a better musician. And the reason why is because I think the thing that I struggle with the most about being a musician is just being comfortable with where my pieces are at enough to release them. Because it seems like there can always be something better. Like I could always practice more. I could fix something or play it in a better way. It's almost like a disease. I've spoke to a lot of musicians about that, and I don't think that I'm unique here. I think a lot of musicians struggle with this, just being an artist too. It's like a lot of artists say, "Oh, a piece is never really done. You just have to, you know, when you put it on the shelf and it's time for it to go out in the world, and it just is, you can't change it anymore." That's the part that I struggle with. I record myself. I'll be playing all the time and be like, "Oh, that's awesome." The second I turn on the camera, nope, can't do it anymore. Or I listen back and there's something I want to change or whatever. So that's my biggest struggle, and also just really not feeling like uploading anything. Just it's I just want to play guitar. I just want to play guitar, do creative stuff, but I do feel like it does contribute, to share these things. So I do want to share when I can. But this scale model building, it's really helped me become a better musician, because with these models, it's almost impossible to get them perfect. I haven't done a perfect one yet. There's so many moving parts on these things. There's so many things that you have to paint and put together and glue together. It's literally impossible to get it perfect. You just have to do the best you can, and then when you're done, you put it on the shelf and you move on to the next. So yeah, that's really helped me with these models, because not one of these is perfect, and I've just been able to say, okay, let me put it on the shelf and move on to the next. But at the same way, I don't care as much about these as the way that I care about my music that I record or that I release. I want that to be perfect, but it's just finding, I don't know what it is. It's just being okay with what I can be and knowing that I can't be better than that, or I don't know, just being comfortable with releasing stuff, because it's just being okay with something I release and saying, okay, that's good enough. That's the best I could do. Let me just put it out there, and that's what it is. So I want to show you some of these models that I've been making in detail, show you the real detail in these. These are really cool. I got a couple BMX bikes here, bicycles. Yeah, let me show you these, and then I'll play something for you. I'll play some guitar. Why not? All right, so here's the first one I want to show you. This is a 1987 GT Pro Freestyle Tour. In my opinion, this is the most iconic BMX bike ever to exist. Love these GT PFTs. I don't know if they ever released it in this color scheme, but I love it. The chrome, the anodized red. Did do a few customizations to this. I added some, I don't know if you can see there on the pedals, but that's like reflector tape. I added some red reflector, added it on the back of the seat as well. And I added some grip donuts too that didn't come with the kit. Cut up some foam, painted them red, put them around the grips, painted them. So, also on the fork standers there, I have a little reflector tape there as well. These things are so detailed. Look at this. This is insanity to me. And these spokes, these 36 spoke rims, that's guitar string. That's a B string from electric guitar. Diodario to be exact. And there's just so much detail in these. Love these things. You can't go vroom vroom with them. They're just models, but They are so cool. And here's the second one. Well, no, this was like the third one I did, I think, but this is the only other BMX bike that I finished. This is a 1986 Haro Master. They didn't usually come in gyro. I modified mine to have a gyro on it, as well as I tried to put some hex nuts in here, but I messed up the headset pretty bad, and then yeah, so that's pretty jank looking. But I wanted to have it with the gyro because I love the look of the gyro. It's just weird to me if you have a BMX bike with no gyro. You got to spin the bars, you know what I'm saying? But these rat trap pedals, anodized blue, oh my gosh, love it. The details in this. Yeah, so these are the scale BMX builds. These aren't commercially produced, these kits. The only way that you can get these kits is on a private Facebook group. They're based out of the UK, so they got to ship them from the UK. But yeah, if you just go on Facebook and search for Scale BMX Builds, ask to join the group, and all the information's there if you want to get these. Love those. So my first mass-produced kit that I did was this Schwinn Continental 10-speed. That's this kit right here by MPC, Continental 10-speed racer. I think I paid like $15 for the kit or something, super cheap. Pretty happy with how this came out. It got a little messy around here. I don't even know if you can see it. Just call it weathered, you know. But I did modify this a little bit on the front. I put guitar strings here as well for the brakes because they looked really crappy. They were like this really thick plastic. Also, the cables that came with this bike were really thick. They looked way too big, so I had to get some different silicone tubing and paint that white. Also, you know, did some modifications on this little thing in the back, put a handle on top, put the other Continental logo there, put some shrink tubing around here just to add a little detail. Some reflector tape on the seat right there. But yeah, I was really happy how this came out, especially the cranks there, the sprocket. Had to mask that and everything, made it chrome, anodized blue. Still don't like how the spokes are in this kit. I think they look a little unrealistic. They're a little too thick. I prefer like the little things there with the guitar string. But so that's what I did in my next kit, actually. So my next kit, I liked that one so much that I got the only other bicycle kit that I could find, really. I don't think there's really many mass-produced bicycle kits. But the Schwinn Stingray, this one is my most recent one that I finished. Very happy with how this turned out. So with this kit, I modified these wheels, actually. I cut the spokes out and I put guitar strings in. So it's kind of messy if you look around there. You know, there's some glue marks down there. You can see the drill holes where I made them. But I did a lot of modifications to this kit, like especially back here with the shocks. It was just a solid piece. I put real springs in there and put a metal rod in there. Drilled some holes to make it look a little more realistic. You can't see it. It's not focusing. But that's a real spring there. See the purple? Got this it's like a belly button ring, I think, like out of dice that I ordered to put on back. I was going to try to use them on the valve stems originally, but they were just too big, so I just added there. Also put a real spring here on the front. Yeah, where the fork is. Originally, it came with like one piece of plastic, and it just didn't look very good. So I replaced that, put a hex nut there. So I'm very happy with how this came out. It's supposed to be a color shifting paint, so this green frame should shift to purple under the right light, but I don't know if we're going to be able to capture that on the camera. But this was a blast to build. I'm very happy with how this turned out. There's so much detail in this kit. I got the bars to spin too. I think the back wheel will spin as well. But again, you're not going to be able to go vroom vroom with it. It's just a model. So the other one that I built was my first vehicle right here. I got this one. This was the cheapest kit that I could find on Amazon. It was like $12 or something I paid for it. But my idea was I bought this cheap RC car, Let me show you the original body it came with. Hang on. So it came with this body right here. I actually painted it. Oh, it's all dirty because I've been bashing this thing around. I painted that too. It looked really ugly, but that was the original body that this came with. And I decided to buy this model kit right here and modify it so it could fit on here. So you see, there was a lot of stuff I had to do. Had to modify the back right here because the truck bed isn't usually connected to the cab. They both usually sit on the chassis. So I had to glue the bed to the cab, and then I had to put these rods here to make it straight. And then I had to cover up the bed, just to make it look a little more neat so that's where you put the pins in, where it connects to the body. So I think this turned out pretty good. I was still able to keep the interior on it as well. It all fits. I just had to cut out this little place right here for the electronics, but you can't even see that when you look down into it. This is okay. Still got to wire up the lights to it and everything, but it's got a lot of scratches on it. I've been bashing this thing around hard, but I was really happy with how this turned out. It fits pretty well on there. Well, my sunroof just came off. Oh, well. And then let me show you this last one. This one is a work in progress right now. This is a 1923 Ford Depot hack. So it's like a Ford with a Model T engine that, they hacked back in the day. But yeah, I've only got the chassis and the wheels done so far, working on that right now. Let me show you real quick what I got going. So you see, these things all start from scratch. They're just plastic. These bars, I got them sanded and primed. They're ready to be painted. These wheels, I messed them up. I'm going to have to do them again. Same with the rims and everything. You put all of them together, put some guitar strings in there. Everything needs to be painted. This chain, I already painted it black, but still got to add a lot of detail in there. And I'm actually going to add a motor to this one. Kind of like the motorized bike that I did in real life. That's going to be cool. And here's the other part of the depot hack I'm working on. Still got a lot of work to do, but you see all this stuff just comes in plain plastic. You got to sand it, smooth it down. Then I got this prime. You got to prime it, sand it, paint it. So it's a lot of work. It's a lot of work, and it's a lot of fun. It's really fun doing these, being creative, getting to design them and paint them how I like it. So I really enjoy them. So there they are. Those are my less than perfect models that I've done over the past 6 months into this hobby. I hope that inspires you to do something creative and just put it out there, whatever it may be. And just speak your mind too, man. I also think that's important. Don't be scared if people aren't going to like you. If somebody doesn't like you just because of their beliefs, then there's something wrong with them. They're incapable of communicating with humans. If you get to know anyone well enough, you're going to find something you disagree with. And that's totally fine. That's totally normal. But for some reason in this day and age, we got to be in all these groups and we have to only hang out with people who agree with us. And that's just ridiculous, man. That kills creativity. That kills uniqueness. What makes us human. The most beautiful part, I think, about being human, being your unique self. Do whatever you want. Just don't try to project on other people and don't try to physically harm people or steal from them. You're good. People are going to get offended by what you say. That's just the way it is. But just don't, do whatever you want. Just don't project on the people. It's like somebody who's wearing a blue shirt and they say, oh, I want you to say my shirt is black. And I say, no, you wear your blue shirt. I don't care. You can wear that. Just don't expect me to call your shirt black because I see a blue one. And if they got a problem with that, I have no idea. I try to put myself in the shoes of people that think like this, and it just takes me all the way back to middle school. And I've done a lot of growing up since then. I still got a lot of growing up to do, but I've came a long way since middle school. But in any case, in honor of my less than perfect models, I will play you a less than perfect piece that I've been working on. Let me see. I'll probably play a Courant, the Courant by Bach. So here we go. A less than perfect version of Courant by Johann Sebastian Bach that's going to go out there in the world forever, and I just have to be okay with it. Oh, rife with mistakes. Rife with mistakes. So raw. So raw. Just the way I like it. No, just kidding.